There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation to the GP. So you can draw it on your chart, draw a line there, and then you do it for all three, and you get your intersection. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation.
Are you serious? Are you
The double-speaking McBooger-eating, ball-tarred bum-sniffer wouldn't know what the sextant or celestial navigation were if they climbed up his arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in concertina wire.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
What the hell did you just say?
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
Say what?
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
How in the world can a
Gas giant
be
solid enough? So yeah, I don't know you
dumbass cracker?
So yeah, I was being a hyper. That was a hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
That was a hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Hyperbole.
That was a hyperbole.
You are so dumb. Damn.
And we might be off. You just never know. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Head on over to Discord, see if the beautiful Betty Van Velsen is there. The beautiful Betty Van Velsen. Betty.
Evening.
Oh, brother.
I love you, Bay. Evening.
I do too, Adam.
We got the whole crew in here today. Adam piping up, Brian's piping up. You weren't that motivated there, Betty. Just a few minutes ago. What was the problem?
I was, but I didn't see you there. Like I could talk to you beforehand, so that I could basically say that I'm eating right now.
All right.
That's it. Well, I was motivated until I'm on the show.
Yeah,
No,
it seems like we have an attitude problem when we first talk to each other. Like in a few days, it's like
attitude problem.
yeah, it's
You-
like
you did.
it's like I see talk to Bay. I'm like, what the hell is your problem?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking every time that I talk to you.
We're at that level of the relationship. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Just one step away from disgust, right?
Now I'm 3 steps beyond contempt, pure contempt.
My question is, when you know when showtime is, why are you eating? You know when showtime is. Eat before or after.
Nah, after it's almost impossible because then it's midnight, almost. And beforehand, I'm a busy woman, Neil.
I got you.
See, she gives
we
you that.
kinda-
See, that's some bullshit. She gives you that soft, feminine voice, like. She just manipulated you, Neil.
I got you, Betty.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. That's right. Yeah, But good job, Betty. You know you got that in the quiver, don't you?
Absolutely. With
Yeah.
all the other arrows
Yeah.
passing right through.
I thought, Betty, there was this kind of standing we cover for each other. Started obviously with Kiwi and his bananas and oranges. I mean, I had my tea last week mid-show, and ruin that bit. Yeah, perfectly fine. It's part of the show. What are you eating for tea tonight? Because I know Nathan's interested.
Exactly. So Kiwi's eating during the show. He could do that before and after. Neil, where were you when he's eating all the time, huh?
What's in the burden?
Yeah, but
I
he
know
still
you.
manages. Hold on, he still manages to run a show.
I'm here
Right?
too, Neil. I'm talking. I'm still eating and talking.
That's
When
yet
do
to
I
be seen.
slack off, right? Why are you always so hard on me and not on Kiwi?
Well, we got to have some substance for the show.
Do you have some bromance with Kiwi?
We got to have substance. So
No.
this is the substance that we go to right at the beginning of the show. You know, which everybody loves.
Can I just do a shout out to Chocolate, who can't be here because he can't join Discord, and he was talking to us on Google Meet only a minute ago, and Nathan just shut down Google Meet without even telling Chocolate anything. And now Chocolate doesn't have anyone to talk to.
So he can't get on. I didn't know that. That he can't.
No, it's because he's living in the hood.
They don't have Discord in the hood?
Right.
I would say that they have a much Discord in the hood.
They have a much Discord in the hood. You would.
Much Discord. The other meaning of Discord.
All right, we get it now, Betty. It loses its luster if you have to explain it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you need to get your wits up. I'm unimaginable. So we got Nathan here. Is Nathan streaming today, or is he?
Was Nathan in here?
Yeah, Nathan is in here.
He was working on his computer.
We have some dinner.
He was working on his computer a little while ago. He's still having. I think he's identified the issue, but getting the issue rectified—that's another issue.
No, getting the issue rectified is the next stick he buys is not RAM but dynamite. Then you put it underneath the computer and you blow it to smithereens, and you start fresh with a brand new one. Everybody kick up $50.
I'd have you as head of my IT, Neil. I'd like that tactic.
Good one, Neil. Not too far off the mark.
On that video, right, that you showed me with the 3 guys with the what was it? The printer?
Oh, pulling Office Space on Nathan's computer. Yeah, I'm sure he's been there. I'm sure he's well beyond that point, Betty.
Yep. What?
Maybe most people won't get that analogy. You'd have to watch Office Space. You know, the printer. You'd have to watch Office Space, but when 2 of the guys got fired, the one guy left over, he has a present. He took that printer to use to mess with those guys on a daily basis, and they took it out to a field with a baseball bat. So they got
counseling, right?
Yeah, sort of like what I used to call wall-to-wall counseling, what Betty calls show them every corner of the room. But it's just something that I'll never forget because I have that problem too. With inanimate objects.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always had that problem. It's like I take it very personal that door hit off me. You know?
Yeah, right. You son of a kick the door.
You feel attacked
Tuesday
even
today.
though it's not an attack.
All right.
I was going to say it's Shrove Tuesday today. Do you guys celebrate Shrove Tuesday?
Shrove? No, we never heard of it.
That Pancake Day, no?
Shroves
Yeah,
or pancakes?
Tuesday here.
Bloody heathens.
You use up all your good food before Lent?
I'm lost.
Adam?
So today is Shrove Tuesday. It's Lent. So the purpose of this is to use up all the rich foods that you're going to give up during Lent. So it's Pancake Day. Traditionally,
On Pancake Day, you make pancakes with all the rich foods.
with your eggs and your flour and your milk and all your syrupy bits and trimmings, yeah. And then tomorrow is Ash Wednesday, isn't it? And that's the purpose. So that's the beginning of Lent.
Sorry, tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Wait a second. Tomorrow's Ash Wednesday? That means today's Fat Tuesday? No, it's not tomorrow.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So, what did you say? Fat Tuesday, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. They call it Fat Tuesday.
Because?
That's the literal translation of Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it's Mardi Gras. That means you could do whatever you want. At midnight, boom, you have to stop and repent and get your ashes.
For us, it means we eat all of our delicious pancakes with lots of trimmings. I've just had raspberries, strawberries, honey, ice cream, pancakes, sugar, lemon juice, ice cream. Did I mention ice cream?
Yes.
How much sugar goes on the kid pancakes? That's what I always loved. The
1
way
teaspoon.
I always let them go mental this time of year. It would be chocolate sauce, syrup, squirty cream.
We've got all that too. We've got the Nutella out and all the
Nutella.
Yeah, Nutella. My kid was like, "How much sugar can I put on?" I said, "As much as you want."
Hold on. It's not Nutella. It's Nutella.
That's what they said.
Okay, so
They
the kids
said
can put
Nutella.
as much Nutella as they like, as much sugar as they want. Point is, yeah, go nuts. This is one of those days that you don't say, no, you can only have a certain amount of sugar. I obviously would only have a teaspoon, but when my eldest was like, how much sugar can I have? All of it if you want.
You what? I'm a traditionalist, Nathan, here. I all that, don't want that on my pancake. I want a teaspoon of sugar and lemon juice, and that's it. That's all I want. I don't want syrups. Just lemon juice.
Lemon juice on pancakes?
Yeah, if they're the fundamentals. Obviously, the base, before anything was selected from the other variety of things my wife has put out, which are abundant, I assure you. The first thing I did was squeeze lemon on it and put sugar on it. And then I'm like, right, now my pancake's a pancake. What do I want on it?
No.
No.
The number one thing to put on pancakes, not lemon juice and sugar. That's what you put on when you don't have Loyal's golden syrup. When you have golden syrup, you put golden syrup on.
Yes.
I know that because the last time, because I used to be able to put golden syrup onto my pancakes when I had them. But now there's no one making me pancakes, so I'm eating pasta. But that's a separate issue.
Are you putting syrup or you putting butter first?
No, never mind that butter.
No butter. No butter.
No, butter on the pancakes, then maple syrup. My goodness.
See, that's my wife, and that's the Scottish in her. Yeah, she'll just have just butter, and my oldest son just butter. He prefers it like no, dirty he's.
I was squeezing orange onto the pancake.
I didn't say just butter. I said butter and maple syrup.
Orange is good. Orange is as good as well. That's posh as well to me.
What?
Orange. Any fresh citrus fruit?
Betty, do you have pancakes?
Huey, what do you
Betty?
say about this nonsense with orange and lemons on pancakes, Huey?
Let's not worry about that. Betty was trying to get a word in.
Yeah, we have I don't know if you guys have the big pancakes in that sense. We have like pizza-sized pancakes, and we put all pizza stuff on there, and we call it panza. So it's really nice. So we also have like apple and cinnamon on pancakes. Really nice.
About pickled herring.
No herring.
Hell no.
I mean, people have to ruin it. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of citrus juice, job done, beautiful. Everything else, just chaos.
I was in my uncle's house when I was younger. And my uncle was always a messer. He trained as a chef, you know. And he knew how to make the perfect pancake. And I was there for Pancake Tuesday just by pure accident. And he lives a good bit away. And it was me and about another 4 or 5, kids. And he made us all pancakes, but each pancake was small. It was like, you get a pancake, and it's the nicest pancakes I ever tasted, the way he could make them. He just knew exactly what to do. But he'd make a small one just to annoy you.
What kind of shit
So you get
is that?
another small one, then another small. You're waiting forever, and no matter how many of these small ones you get, they're never enough. That kind of way.
Ryan, they're called silver dollar pancakes, and my wife makes them for my kids. Well, when they were kids. Those are silver dollar pancakes.
But Neil, what you're talking about, the pancakes in America are not like the pancakes we're talking about. What we're talking about is like crepes, French crepes. That's what the pancakes
that would be a
make.
crepe. Yeah, my wife makes
So we
crepes
call
too.
them pancakes. We don't call it.
It's
we
not
don't
a
have
crepe.
it.
Oh, I gotcha. It's
It's
not
a
really
pancake.
a pancake.
No, it's not a crepe. We're not in France, are we? It's a pancake.
Now I'm confused. Are you talking about pancakes, fluffy?
Just because. No. It was a pancake before America was founded, right? That's a pancake, right? Always has been a pancake. It's because you guys then go and add bicarbonate of soda to your mixture and then call that a pancake, confusing the issue. It's a bit like with football. You take football and you take your own thing, add hands to football and call it football. Yeah?
No.
Pancake is
in your little soccer, it's a round spherical ball, sort of like the globe you kick around. Football, American football, is oblong.
Yeah,
okay?
not a ball. Yeah, there's another thing. Now you call it a ball, yeah, it's not ball shaped.
We don't call it a ball. We call the game football, and we
don't use your feet.
We kick off. We start the game kicking the ball off.
Okay, we call it football.
Let's just break these two up a second. Hold on, Neil. Imagine American football, like quite fast-paced. Like you don't do all the stopping, and then without all the body armor. We have that. It's called rugby.
Yeah. That's the more rough sport.
I know about rugby, and
We do
your
not care.
players
We do not
do not translate to American football well. I know all about rugby.
Rugby is the work
But
of
it's
the
not
devil.
football.
It's egg chasing. Isn't it? Let's be honest. It's not a ball again. It's just chasing an egg. It drowns, it bounces off this way, that way. No nonsense.
No, I will not have you insult my American football like that.
I think there's a saying
not a
about
football
the
and you
difference.
don't use your feet.
I was attacking egg chasing, not American football.
You use
Here,
your
the difference
feet to
is-
kick off.
Here, rugby is a thug's game for gentlemen, and soccer, as you call it, is a gentleman's game for thugs.
I got it. Nice.
A cauliflower ear is?
Yes, my cousin has it. It looks nasty. He's been to MMA for about 20 years. Both of his ears are cauliflowered.
They get it in rugby from the scrum.
I have one on my left side a little bit. It's not too bad. It's not too noticeable, but my left ear is a bit messed up.
We do not care. We do not care.
From rugby or what?
Sorry, Nathan?
From rugby?
No, I from submission wrestling and MMA.
It doesn't really matter what the sport is. It's generally other men's thighs that cause.
Yeah, it's the rubbing.
Oh, yeah.
The soundboard.
Now, that was good.
My goodness.
Why are you giggling? Look up rear naked choke, Betty. I love it.
Cauliflower ears are actually a sign of respect in Japan. Did you know that?
Not surprised. Not
And
surprised.
mic volume is a sign of respect here in America.
Oh,
Woody
God.
Nathan, under the money.
I heard him
high.
quite well. I'm sorry. He came in loud and clear to me, a little bit soft, but I understood.
He was talking about Betty.
Yeah, is this better maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that you get free meals if you have cauliflower ears in Japan because of Yuto.
Free meals.
And is it from judo that they have the cauliflower ears? Is that the... Because you will get them a lot badly from judo because of the suits. Judo suits are really rough material, so you get cauliflower ears very fast off them.
Let's see what they do in redneck land. Betty, the rednecks here.
I thought you were going to drag me into the conversation because it's redneck out here in the Dutch lands.
The rednecks get cauliflower ear at redneck.
No, but dogs get them.
Mr. Redneck, are you here?
Yeah. So
I knew. Yeah, what's up, man? We like
I was
the name.
just gonna let her answer for me.
Ah, gotcha.
I was waiting for a refracted curvature to say hello.
Where's he? Where's he? Well, the kids start screaming first. Where's he at?
You asked him on the show though today.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. The redneck refracted. I got it. Sorry. What?
Been a lot of screaming lately when he comes on. It's like, can't you give them a coloring book or something?
Nope.
With some
Sugar.
prints.
Nope. Sugar and a pair of cymbals.
What do you do with that?
That's what it sounds like when he opens up his mic.
Wow.
Ah.
Sugar and a pair of cymbals.
Yeah, sugar. Yeah, give kids sugar. They get very energetic, and then a pair of cymbals. I didn't realize I had to explain this.
Yes.
It-
Apparently you do. And you sound disgusted while you do it.
Very, a lot of contempt.
Yeah, where did it come from?
I just been.
She wanted you to sound less funny.
I've been contemptful most of the week.
Yeah, he can't get into a certain competition that he likes. Was that the reason?
Got a
Last time
problem
we
with
spoke?
strings being sent from one side of from Virginia down to here. Every time it happens, it's a friggin' fiasco.
Well, they can't drive through snow.
There wasn't, yeah, but it only snowed right around here, not that far north. Right? They had already been sent before the snow arrived.
Yeah. But the last portion might be like struggling through like meters of snow.
But they'll be here. They'll be here. They'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully.
Oh, it's gonna be tomorrow then.
Yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow. They went from St. Louis. Then I just got a message there in Springfield. So, but between that is me. The shit. Why didn't you just stop off? Just drop it off. No.
They can't. That's too flexible
Yeah.
for these new
Yeah.
like methods they had.
Yep. So I got an attitude problem because got a competition coming up here on Saturday, and I have a bow that it's quite involved, and it takes more than there's a lot of ifs, ands, and what have yous, and it's going to be tight for me to get it ready for Saturday. So I'm contemptful today.
Contemptible of the post offices.
Yep.
Or the United States in general.
Yeah, the Pony Express is the Turtle Express. It appears that they had off the beaten path, and I've got all the equipment here. So my buddy brought the bow press, vise. We got everything down in my garage, waiting. It was supposed to be here Monday. Now it's Tuesday and it's not here. And then
Pull an all-nighter, right, just to get it done.
yeah, you can't do that because it takes some time to work the string in. So I have to shoot it like 150 times. Just shoot it, right? Let the strings settle in, and then add different things to the string that I need. So it's a bit more involved than just, okay, well, we'll just put on a string. You're good. Nah, it's a little bit more involved than that. But we had a couple other people that needed their bows fixed, so they're coming over to my house. One guy came over last night. We worked on it, fixed him up. Another guy's coming over today. That's why the show's going to be a little short. So I'm going to have to leave here at about probably another hour, 15 minutes. So we got some time.
You should get into
What should I get into, Brian?
Wait, what are you having? A bow
slingshot.
fixing?
I can't hear
You'll
you.
have less bother.
Can't hear
How
you
about
because
tipping?
people keep friggin' interrupting you.
I'm saying you should get into slingshots instead of, you'll have an easier time.
That was 5 and 6, Brian. I think I've surpassed that.
You never know. You can get back into it.
Shut up, Betty.
Can I
That's
tell you
it.
guys
Shut up, Betty.
It's me, actually.
No, it was Betty, actually. She wanted to get a little backhanded slide in there.
Shut up!
Like that.
Can I just ask you guys something? Because I witnessed something today that I didn't know happened. So after the show finished today, although admittedly the show ended because the computer crashed, or OBS crashed more specifically. After the fact, I left the Hangout running, and when I came back to the computer, I got a personal live stream response to the video that we'd already covered on Flat Earth Debate. In other words, you went back to the video that we'd already covered, without putting too fine a point on it, did a better job of responding to it than I did, just with a lot more swearing and racism. Is that what my question was going to be, is that what you typically do after I go? Do you guys hang around and respond to videos to each other? Because it was like having my own personal show. It was fantastic.
No.
No,
Yeah,
QE does
we
it. When
do.
he
We
does,
lots of
it's
brilliant stuff happen.
appreciated.
Holy shit.
Uh,
So what
So
happened?
we'll let Neil respond first.
Yeah,
and then
let Neil
If
respond.
everybody responds at once, that would be ideal.
No, but Neil gets blamed for the whole fucking thing.
Hey!
No swearing. Oh, you're going to have to tick that box now.
Shut up, bitch!
Drop out. I love it when he does that. That's brilliant.
Go ahead, Neil. You can go first. Tell him the story.
He's already gone.
Be back. Don't worry. That's just dramatic.
You mean he left
Theatrical
over that?
effect.
Yeah, he rage quick.
Be
Rage
back.
quit.
Don't worry.
Did he rage quit? No.
Yes, he did. He's not here.
Oh, now he's gone. Thank God. It's really getting irritating. I wouldn't want to say it to his face. I want to do the decent thing and do it behind his back, you know.
All right. The answer
The
to
answer- well,
I'll answer it. The answer to your question is no, that's not what usually happens. What happened was I came in late because I've been doing that a lot lately. That sounds redundant, but it wasn't. I came in late and somebody mentioned, hey, QE, did you watch earlier when there was a guy that we did a video on said that the measurement for the Earth was 8 inches per square mile? And I said, no. And they said, well, it was on earlier. You got to hear it. So that's when I went and searched it, tracked it down, and then started playing it from the beginning.
What amused me the most was there was a fairly lengthy discussion while I was listening in about whether or not the guy was called Michael Sniego or something like that, was dumber than that Josh guy that I went up against on Earth Awakenings or whatever it was called.
Yes.
Patrick. Remember?
Yes. Yeah, go on. That it?
Just saying that was just a very, like I said, it was like having my own little personal broadcast because no one got to hear it. It was you guys just talking amongst yourselves and I was just in the background, like you can hear now, there's lots going on. And I'm listening to you saying, no, he's definitely not more stupid than Josh. Things like that.
Yeah, because somebody mentioned...
That's man's talk, isn't it? That's like, what would win? Bear or a lion in a fight, yeah? Who's dumber? Josh or this new guy who's really dumb?
Bear. Yeah. Bear every time.
See what I'm saying?
Squashes the lion's head immediately, just bashes its head in.
There is a point to respond to the initial question, which is yes, it is. Not necessarily like that in terms of QE just repeating the same video, but QE brings videos in. Yesterday we were discussing Mandela effect and did the research that you might have heard a bit of as well in the after show. It depends who's there really, where it goes. But yeah, it is like you'd love it if you just listened.
Yeah, if you just hung around, it's awesome.
The problem
Awesome
is,
stuff happens.
it's too fruity to broadcast or record. You know what I mean? There's various points. Again, I'll try and skirt around the major discussion points here. There's a, is this racist or not discussion? So I was like listening, chuckling away. And at that point I did interject with like videos that are 3 ways you know you're in the hood or whatever. But that sort of thing, it probably sounds worse just describing it than playing it. And when I was involved in it, it's far worse than it even sounds, if you know what I mean. It isn't, because it's all just a load of mates just having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like when you go to a comedy gig. The guy at the front has got a certain amount of leeway because it's a comedian. So he can talk about very close to the edge subjects. Well, when you're with mates, you do the same thing, right? There's often, I'm sure Chocolate doesn't mind me using him as an example, but whenever there's a discussion point that's about racism or more specifically about blacks, Chocolate will be, oh, I didn't know Chocolate was black, or something like that. And there's a laugh amongst friends, if you know what I mean. Those sorts of things can be taken out of context real easy if you're broadcasting them.
That's done. And somebody like defers to Chocolate on an issue because he's black. So somebody will say, I say, oh, I didn't know Chocolate was black. Is that why you're deferring to him? Yeah, that's actually a social commentary and a little dig at the guy that's deferred Chocolate because, sorry, my opinion is just as valid with my pasty white skin. Thank you very much. It doesn't require a black perspective. So I think that is what mates do, because they'll point out the obvious, probably more so than we would off air. You maybe should record some and check what's in them and then release them, because they are a bit...
If people hear me saying that my opinion on black suppression and general racism against blacks, my opinion's just as valid, people might take that the wrong way, Adam.
Tough shit.
Oh, and by the way, I went and listened to that part back to the video that we were discussing, and it seems that everyone started laughing, you know, the moment he said 8 inches per square mile. And once everyone was done laughing, well, you were laughing too, Nathan, but you really didn't actually get it.
8 square inches per mile, which he may as well have said just 64, shouldn't he?
Maybe we should review that.
You want to, what now?
No, I'm not going to do it. It struck me as you didn't get it. You started laughing and usually comment on what everyone's laughing about, but you didn't catch it.
I was just in the background doing other things. I wasn't like now actually sat hovering over the mute button ready to talk.
No.
I might have come in and just...
No. When you were doing it live.
Oh, are you saying something slipped me by?
Yeah, you started laughing first, then everyone else started laughing. I mean, it was almost instantaneous, but you didn't catch it.
Right.
It just struck me as very, very strange.
What are you trying to say? I'm an imposter?
What are you trying to say? I'm an imposter? No, I'd have to go back and listen to it again. But it was a little creepy.
It could be because I'm having technical issues and I'm just not 100% paying attention to the video.
Okay.
That's all it could be.
Okay.
Like this is a flashing that shouldn't be flashing. That's probably all it is.
Yeah, that has a tendency to get your attention. Yeah.
It couldn't be your intellect, Nathan. Then.
It couldn't be your intellect.
Didn't hear her. She was mumbling. What was that, Betty?
It couldn't be your intellect, Nathan.
I thought you said internet.
Gotcha, bitch.
Or my intellect's on the blink.
But ironically, the reason why that you stated that, we're so far beyond where you started out from. The part where you came in and you were saying, well, is this guy dumber than Josh? Well, because I said, okay, they merely told me what the guy said, 8 inches per square mile. And then I said, wait a second, well, what was the guy's name? And somebody said, Michael Sertan. Obviously, that led me, oh, wait a second, that's the guy that Mind Stump had his infatuation with throughout that treatment video that we had, and that he was saying that Michael Sertan, he was implying heavily that Michael Sertan was dumber than Josh. You know, the Mile High City, that guy.
That's why race.
I mean, the way Josh strikes me as just genuinely stupid. Yeah, there's no other words to describe him. Whereas the Michael guy, struck me as a bit of a meathead, but that's attempted to do some research and is now really proud of the fact that he's put a bit of effort in.
No. He hasn't attempted to do
Take
research.
another
He's
time,
attempted
Adam.
to convince you that he's done research.
So, Adam, you interrupted Betty's slight. Do you mind?
No.
No. Evening. Go ahead, Adam.
If you listen to the man, it was very similar rhetoric. He pretends he put 20 hard pipe hitting hours in of research into flat Earth. Listen to his statement and then listen to it. It's hilarious. As he demonstrates, he's clearly put not maybe 20 minutes into it. And then at the end of the thing, he points out what an intellect he has, because he tries to read 50 to 60 books a year. In hardback, I assume. Yeah, that's a book a week. That's some going, that is, respectfully. I won't get anywhere near that. Yeah, hardback or paperback. It was all pseudo-intellectual posturing. Yeah?
Yes.
But actually, when you listen to the man, there was nothing. There was nothing behind the headlines that he could back it up or extrapolate with when he's arguing with Ali G. Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Nothing there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking like you're not here, but we're going to go over this video here in a few short minutes. So just hold on. You're going to hear it.
Well, he's the usual. I just dipped my toe into this shallow topic, not realizing that it's the deepest lake he ever got stood into. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't realize that, like a lot of them, they don't realize just how deep this topic is. They think they can just dip their toe in, say they put their whole foot in, and just beat anyone in a debate, or just talk as if he has knowledge and proofs and God knows what.
That's why this guy was funny, Brian, because he goes, "I put 20 hard hours in, so I would know." I know these arguments better than the average flat earther. Yeah? And 8 square inches per mile he starts with. It is a common fact, isn't it? Which is why it's that one, and that's why we looked into it. And then there's the Ali G one, which is just to put the disclaimer in, so you don't think we'd like some kind of clan meeting. There's a white guy that uses the N-word to another white guy. That's what kicks off the use of racism, isn't it? And we're like, what the hell?
And he's not even wearing pants. I don't know what's going on there.
Ali G with just his gruds on.
That's when Nathan added the color of, that you're in the hood when, right?
Yeah. And a white guy's using the N-word and jumping around, licking his fingers in the air.
Yeah, that was cringe.
Yeah.
It was so bad we wouldn't even want to review it. It was terrible.
That's what we had representing flat Earth, and that's the point. His argument was actually fairly sound. He was alluding to this guy that claimed he's a pilot and think it's a ball, yeah. And he's showing him his manual, saying, "Well, make sure you realise don't account for curvature, don't account for rotation." And but because of and they're not. I don't know whether he'd ingested certain narcotics. But he appeared to be particularly energetic in his behaviour. Yeah, the message is lost, and what you get is this guy spouting his unintelligible waffle, basically, which skirts over the subject's booty. Because instead of dealing with what the handbook as a pilot says, he talks about how many times he's landed a plane in an emergency situation, which then turns out, I think, to be actually only in a simulation.
Yeah, that's what it turned out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other guy was sort of like the nature boy or Randy Savage. Who did we figure out who he was trying to be?
We went with Macho Man Randy Savage, I thought.
Yeah, that's
and
what
the
I thought.
cross between that and Ali G.
Yes.
He looked to be a Jewish macho man. Was it like a Jewish garb he was wearing?
Is it because I is black, isn't it?
Go on.
No, it was pretty cringe, man. We're not going to go over that video. We're going to go over the other one so we could stop talking about Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, the upside of it is he still won the debate, from what I heard.
It looked like it was staged. Is that what you were saying, Brian?
Oh no, the thing was staged, or it looked like, I couldn't say it was, but it looked like a bit staged. But it didn't matter because the flat earther, from what I heard, I just won the debate and the story. The other guy who claimed to be a pilot, he couldn't produce any evidence that he couldn't produce any evidence that he understood what the globe was. Never mind that he flew over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He couldn't understand. Like he was trying to throw out equations, but then say he never has to account for the things that the equations are connected to. It's utter nonsense.
Yeah, but he didn't know the equations. He said calculations. He never mentioned a number. Oh, wait a second. But
what?
He did mention 8 He got it right this time, though. He said 8 inches per square or per. He's got me all discombobulated. 8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah, but then he said it's only going up to 60 miles.
Yeah, right.
But then he denied that'd be 60 miles of drop. So that'd be 60 by 60 multiplied by 8. So 60 by 60 multiplied by 8. Adam, sort that out.
Yeah.
That would be the amount of inches, and divide that by 12. That'd be the amount of feet. Divide it by 5280, that'd be the amount of miles.
Oh, brother.
So the point is that he said it's only going up to 60 miles. So that means he only has to account for curvature for the first 60 miles. And if he's flying 5,000 miles, then only for the first 60 miles will he have to deal with curvature. But he also won't have to deal with curvature in those first 60 miles because you don't have to deal with it. It was a nothing.
Okay.
Sorry, Adam?
2,400, I think, but something. I didn't understand that. So after 60 miles, does the ball stop being a ball?
Yes.
Let's play so people have some kind of.
What? Superchat.
Superchat. Superposition. Super tramp. Superman. Super solid.
Super crash.
Oh yeah, I just it kicked me off as soon as I unmuted. Oh well. Either way, it's from Gilly Pong. Can you define what the border between physics and metaphysics is?
Ooh, that's a damn good question, isn't it? Is he asking me?
I guess.
You're the super mind.
Super mind, huh? Well, I don't want to do it with conjecture. Why don't we just look it up?
Well, do it with contempt then.
I'm not feeling that contemptful right at the moment.
Physics is the physical. Let's just look. I will look it up, but before we do, metaphysical. So we know what physics is, dealing with the physical and natural world, isn't it?
Yep.
So we've got a precursor word which says it's something that's to do with it, but not it. Meta, which I think means above or beyond. Let's look.
Let's check it out.
Let me go. You know where we're going.
Chat GPT.
Got it. What does the term or prefix meta mean, as in metaphysical? I seen enter. She's thinking. I like to think of her as a her.
Of course you do.
She's called Gemini now.
Ooh, what?
Who's called Gemini?
There you go. So, in the word metaphysical, the prefix meta means beyond or after. However, in specific means the context of metaphysical depends on the particular field or context. I would agree, philosophy, religion, literature, language, or dimensional metaphysics as well. I don't know if it mentions that, but... no,
So beyond or after. So that it has some ringings of super, right? Super means above or beyond. Yeah.
That was my super physics, yeah, above and beyond, not as in it's better than,
yeah,
outside of, yeah. Aetherian, you might suggest, would be described as metaphysical.
Metaphysics. Is there an official definition of metaphysics, even though we broke it down to what it's... Go ahead.
The difference between the two is very simple. One involves matter and energy. The other one is only energy.
Really?
I can break it down with a comparison. You know, you've got like Mr. Potato Head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a normal potato. And then in Peppa Pig, you've got like Super Potato. And the difference is one of them can fly. It's like much better.
Well, thank you, Nathan. Jesus.
Because metaphysical would be beyond the 3D world, yeah.
Now, where do we want to go? Do we want to go? Do we want to go to Wikipedia?
So I just want to give my. I was just trying to give.
I thought you were done.
No, I was trying to actually explain why I said what I said.
Oh. So you could say it again. That could take a while.
Yeah.
No, I just give us a quick explanation. Well, if you're the physical is the 3D world we live in. That's matter and energy. But if it's metaphysical, then the matter disappears. It's only energy.
I thought my Super Potato example was better.
I thought it was too.
Well, what's your soul? What's your soul?
Well, that's why I'd make that point. When we use the word. Sorry, Betty.
Go ahead, Betty.
Apparently, that's your soul is a giant super potato.
You what?
Just having fun, guys. Sorry.
Go ahead, Adam.
If we're going to use the word, it does, certainly for me, need discernment as to which area I'm using it. So it may have a spiritual connotation. It may have a super physics connotation. Yeah, it's important to distinguish. For example, space-time is metaphysical. Yeah, it's outside of those dimensions, yet supposed to apply to the physics of it. But then you can say things are metaphysical spiritually. So it's important to distinguish, if we're going to make the argument, I think, which discipline we discuss using the word in.
No, don't confuse everyone, Adam. Let's go to Wiki. We got Wiki here. Now, listen, these are cited. So all I'm going to say here in a bit is from encyclopedia.com, American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language. We've got Encyclopedia Britannica, and what is it? From Ned Hall, David Lewis's Metaphysics. So this got some cowbell with it. It's not just any of your random wiki parroters. Okay, so this is metaphysics. You ready? I know everyone's ready. Metaphysics is the branch of philosophy that studies the fundamental nature of reality. This includes studies of the first principles, being or existence, identity, change, consciousness, space, and time, necessity, actuality, and possibility. It can also include questions about the existence of and conceptions of God, as well as relationships between foundational philosophical ideas, such as between mind and matter, cause and effect, substance and attribute, or potentiality and actuality. Metaphysics is considered one of the four main branches of philosophy, along with epistemology, logic, and ethics. Metaphysics studies what it is for something to exist, to be, and what types of existence there are. It seeks to answer in an abstract and fully general manner the questions of what is it that exists and what it is like. End of citation.
I was right. At the beginning of that definition, listen to the areas it applies to. Reread the beginning again. The subject.
Metaphysics is the... Shut up. Shutting up. Metaphysics is the branch of philosophy that studies the fundamental nature of reality. This includes studies of first principles of being or existence, identity, change, consciousness, space and time, necessity, actuality, and possibility.
Physical and spiritual. Maybe try to link the two in places. Space and time, and then it even mentions trying to comprehend God through metaphysics, which is a little new age, but
I think this is
Can you bring up?
I'm sorry, Nathan. I think this is all encompassing, isn't it?
does it have to stick it together? If like I said, if you're Einsteinian, is that not metaphysical? When we talk about the fabric of space-time and how it warps to give the effect of a pseudo force.
That would put a
Z4,
negative.
yeah.
That would be a negative connotation on the word metaphysics. But yes.
Yeah, it's metaphysical, that fabric of space-time, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. And they mention space and time. And that's therefore metaphysical. And now, I don't think it means outside of. I mean, I think it means above and controlling is probably the best way, because that's what ultimately all these claims are. Okay. They link some causality back to the physical realm.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Can you bring up my image from text chat? I think if you've got a visual representation of what I'm trying to describe, it's probably easier.
What text chat?
10 to the hour.
Ballbuster what? Not what time?
Ballbusters text chat.
One second.
If you can present that to the audience, I'll talk them through it.
You're a bad man.
Let me know when it's up.
Yeah, that's the point, man.
On the left, you've got Mr. Potato. He's just kind of regular and ordinary. And on the right, you've got Super Potato. And can you see how he's going beyond? And he is above. You see that?
Yes.
So above and beyond Super.
So that's Super Potato Head.
Super Potato.
Not just to do with the colour of their underpants, because they've both got blue boots, but one's got red and one's got blue pants.
Yeah, but one had don't.
You're going way into the weeds. You're making it more complicated than it needs to be. Above and beyond.
Superfluid.
Just say it with me. Just say it with me.
Superconductor. Superfluid. Superintendent. Superfly. Supercharged.
Super Potato.
Go ahead.
Above and beyond.
No, the super chat.
I don't see a new super chat.
There's no new super chat.
You can't be doing that, dudes.
I didn't do it.
Who did it?
Nobody did. There was
You
a guy.
did. You
I
stupid
did not.
rumpet.
I heard super chat in the background.
Yeah, but
Super
not by
Potato.
not a woman's voice, right?
Hold on, Nathan. We got to get this squared away. You can't be crying wolf with super chats, man. Whoever did it. Go on, Nathan.
No one did it. No one said anything.
Yes, they did.
May I speak? Somebody did say super chat. I heard it too.
Yep.
Thanks. Well, we're glad to have you back, Neil. Not really, but
I do feel like you put too much distance between my point now, and it's just the moment's been lost, really.
All right. So you want me to take it down?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought I made it easy. Above and beyond. Above and beyond.
Yeah, but that's not meta.
Is it physical? Can you see it?
It's not meta. Meta's not above. Super is above. Meta's not above. It's after.
Super chat.
Super chat. Superintendent. Superfly. Supercharged. Supermarket.
Super Potato.
Potato.
This is Bear Collegiate Coffee. I'm liking it. Super Soldier, Supersonic, Super Fan. I know that Bugs Bunny cartoon with the short mob boss and the big, huge helper. What?
Shut up, shutting up.
Oh, he's doing that. That shut up, shutting up, button your lip. That's from Bugs Bunny.
That's good.
I feel like I've got to get this squared away. It's not Meta Potato. It's Super Potato.
Oh, no. Category error.
Do we have time to go to any video?
Well, yeah, because it's a short video. We'll be all right.
Oh.
It's 3 ways you know you're in the hood.
Stupid bloody super chat at the start of this. In the word metaphysical, the prefix meta means beyond or after, not above Peppa Pig's head. Beyond, or after.
The final frontier.
You know, I never really sat down and looked at the definition. That was Gilly Pong. That was a really good question, man. Thanks for asking that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, really good question. It went beyond what I thought it was. That's why I wasn't going to say anything until I didn't want to just speculate on it. I wanted the full definition. I think it's quite encompassing, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that makes it a meta question. If it went beyond what you thought.
Thanks.
I was actually wondering about it. Sorry, Adam. Sorry.
Thank you. I'll take that. Ding, ding.
No,
Yeah.
wait a second. Beyond is not above. Is not beyond. Sounds the same to me.
No, it doesn't, Neil. Listen to say the words again. Say the words.
Above, beyond.
No, they're definitely different words.
Definitely different. Second time, it was more clear than the first.
Yeah.
Betty's losing.
If you're above somebody, you're beyond somebody.
No, I could be beyond them on the sea, couldn't I? And at the same level.
Or below them.
Correct. I stand to be corrected. Get out of here.
I just wanted to add a little bit because we're talking about above what, and if we have earth, water, fire, air, the metaphysical starts from there. It's like what the Christians talk about as the Trinity, the Holy Spirit, the Son,
Gilly Pong.
Father.
Gilly Pong, you're going off the reservation on us now.
No, I'm just talking about the metaphysical, where the border is, and you're talking about above. Then I'm asking, above what? The elements. That is empirically proven somehow. And when we reach the metaphysical,
Gilly,
then you can't empirically prove that.
We keep using the word above. Not. That's why we're teasing super potato. In the word metaphysical, the prefix meta means beyond or after, beyond. And I don't think it means in a physical way it's beyond. It means beyond that physics, I think, is the way I would look at it, as it's a combination word, metaphysics, so beyond the physics, after that physics. That's what because that's what you're trying to describe. Why heat your hot goes to cold? It's what metaphysics would try and address, isn't it? I can't. Natural law just states it.
Well, the question would be, what is above air?
Like I say, I don't think when it's relating to that, it's not saying what's above the physical, not what that would still be physical, wouldn't it? It's saying out beyond our understanding. What, like I said, the best example is, why does heat go to cold? Yeah, why? Yeah, why does what is the cause of entropy? That would be a metaphysical answer for me. And that's how I would use the word. Yeah. If I was Catholic, that would be an ecumenical matter. You know what I mean? That's where you put it in that region.
You could actually talk about how hot becomes cold, but you can't answer why.
I can. It would be a metaphysical answer, though.
Exactly. And that's where we suffer greatly when we're speaking to people who are only living in the materialistic existence.
Well, materialistic is a good one, because when QE defines it, he has a whole list that he rattles off, and probably will hopefully do it in a moment. Charge, momentum, spin, calories, kcals. And he's got this whole list of things that would ascribe physicality to something when you describe it. And if it sits outside of that pretty comprehensive list, it doesn't automatically mean you're talking about something supernatural. That's where the ambiguity comes in with the beyond. It's beyond the physical, specifically.
So matter and energy. Matter and energy, to be matter, you have to have chemical formula or structure, charge, momentum, or spin, or it'd be energy, milli-electron volts, kcals, or kilojoules. That's matter and energy, period. That's physical. That's what they call physical, natural world. That's it.
Above and beyond that would be supernatural.
Yes, above it.
Oh, metaphysical. So the supernatural, maybe, and we can go into that definition. But no, metaphysical, because you're trying to put in an explanation for something that is beyond the dimensional understanding that you have. Simply, yeah, like ether. That's a good example of a metaphysical example of things. As you try to go beyond the physical, a cause and effect, yeah, and you try to give more explanation. Like I said, why hot goes to cold is a good example. Giving a causation to natural law would be metaphysical.
That's where the line gets drawn, isn't it? So the Big Bang is, by Adam's current definition and standpoint, a metaphysical example. They blur the line and call it a physical description of how the world began. I use Big Bang because that. So you're saying Big Bang?
Right. So the causation of the Big Bang would be metaphysical. The Big Bang itself then is just a physical explanation, right? It happens like that. Maybe you've got little bits of it that require.
That's what I was just about to say. This takes you to the ontological primitives. It was in the next breath, but fine.
No, I'm saying as a baller, the Big Bang, the cause of the Big Bang would be metaphysical. The Big Bang itself is physical. They try to explain it with physics, yeah? But the cause, they can't. So the cause would be metaphysical. They would try to invoke something beyond dimensional physics that we understand as to why the Big Bang happened. That's how I would distinguish.
Adam's got a pretty good handle on this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There can't be a metaphysical.
No.
There can't be a metaphysical cause to the Big Bang.
The description.
I'm not saying that.
Not within their power.
That's not what he's saying.
He's not saying that, Brian.
I understand that, but what the metaphysical interacts with the physical world, the physical tangible world. So the metaphysical will interact with that, but we don't know the cause of it, like information and the causes of entropy, as Adam put it.
No. Information isn't metaphysical. It's supernatural.
Yeah, but what is metaphysical then? Is metaphysical still physical? Because if it's not physical, that's
my description to you, although it may be, of information would be metaphysical. Information itself is supernatural.
Yeah, but is metaphysical not physical?
Right. We're talking at conflicts here, and I said at the beginning, be careful where you apply it. Now, when Nathan brought up the Big Bang, there's a point where the term metaphysical is applicable to that claim, and that's why I tried to distinguish. It's different where you apply it because it's metaphysical. So where that bit comes in is dependent on, because as soon as it comes in, remember, it's belief. Understand? So
yeah, well, that's why I said at the start. But that's why I said at the start, it just removes the matter. You're only left with the energy. Because when you die, what are you? You're not physical. You're not 3D physical matter. There's no physical matter world anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're just a soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the deep end. This is why I love doing this show. You never know where we're gonna go. Gilly Pong, shout out to you, brother. Please, Adam, explain it again.
Not sure which particular.
Explain it with the Big Bang example. I think that was the best example that was brought up. Please.
Yeah. So I say apply the word correctly to the analogy that's being used. So where does metaphysical become the point? Where is the metaphysics in the Big Bang? I say modern storytellers describe everything in the physical. That's the purpose of it, to try and describe it. But the causation of the Big Bang, which they can't get to with a description through physics, there would have to be a metaphysical, something outside of the physics. And there's something also outside of the physics, which is the distribution of the galaxies. They have to have a metaphysical explanation for that. They try to make it physicky by making shit up and call it, but it again is fundamentally a metaphysical explanation for why it's not just even spread of mass from the point of Big Bang. So they have to invoke something there. The Big Bang
have
and math.
Yeah.
And math is
that's where I was
actually-
going. I was just about to go to the same place, Gilly Pong, which is to say, is that metaphysical description summarized in the divide by zero, get everything in the known existence of the universe? Is that the mathematical description of the metaphysical that you're describing, Adam?
You've got to put it into the context of what you're talking about. So I would put that into metaphysics, because there is no physics explanation. They have to invoke something else that sits outside the law of physics. So in the case of the uneven distribution of mass after the Big Bang, which the universe, as they call it, demonstrates, that is in of itself has to have a metaphysical outside of the standard laws of physics. Yeah. Now, and this is why I said make sure you separate the spiritual side when you're talking metaphysical to just this. This can be metaphysical because what they're going to invoke doesn't exist. It goes into the realms of belief and explanation for things that you can't explain with the physical. That's why it's metaphysical.
That's where I was trying to. That's why I was trying to say it blurs the line. So, for example, if you're Copernicus and you're trying to describe orbital motion, for example, and you take what you know to be a measurement off a flat plane into a model that can describe it in a spherical world, you have taken that which you can measure and observe physically into a metaphysical description.
No, because he's trying to describe it physically. Understand? No,
Well, you can't be.
He invokes all
The reason, just let me just clarify a little bit further. What I'm saying is, if you're the person that has described it within a model and hasn't reified it into the physical existence, that is to say, your purpose isn't to try and attempt to describe the world beneath your feet as spherical, but to better predict the motion of the stars in the sky. Yeah, and someone like is it Kepler that added the elliptical orbits?
Yeah. Yes, it's Kepler, based off of the sun cycle. Yeah.
Right. So if you start at the point of Copernicus, where you're just inferring the orbital motions, and you know that the measurements you've taken in the first instance are going to be with respect to a flat Earth that you've just measured the angles off, you need a better way to model it so you can describe it with a better prediction. And surely, taking it into that concept, that mathematical concept of a heliocentric world, be, if you appreciate that that's what you're doing, a metaphysical description. And you're saying, no, because you're trying to describe it physically. No, you're trying to predict what you observe better. You're doing it in a, what I understand from your description thus far, a metaphysical way. If you know that you're not trying to reify it, or, you know, you don't know you're reifying it, but that's what you actually are doing, ergo what you've rebutted me with, which is say, no, you're trying to describe it physically.
Right, so,
well, what about gravity?
Hold on, I'm trying to hear Adam's response, because I don't think I understand if he, depending on what he says now. Go ahead, Adam.
So now we've gone to another example. So let's look at that example. So we've got the Copernican model. So what's Copernicus, Kepler, what are they doing? They're trying to explain the motions of the stars in a physical sense. How do they do that? And everything into spheres and create this concept of orbits. This is physics. They're trying to describe what we see in the sky in the physics that we understand. This is physics that they're trying to invoke here. However conceptualized, it's still physics. Now, that way in which they're describing it is that's why the stars are moving like that, because of these physics. Now, previous to that, we could say that they're go primitive. That's the way that God set the motion of the stars, and the reason they rotate is because that's how God rotated it. The causation is within the metaphysical. I cannot use physics to describe why the Creator put the heavens in rotation in the way they do. To give an answer, I'd have to go after either admit I don't know, can't describe it, it's outside of my remit, or go into the metaphysical, which is what existed, a metaphysical explanation prior to Kepler and Copernicus. They then bring in a physical, removing a metaphysical explanation.
Thank you, Adam. That was beautiful. Elder Bear, you friggin' idiot baltard. He states the state of intelligentsia of FE. Let's Google it. Listen here, crayon muncher. The topic was brought up, metaphysics. We didn't want to speculate on it. We didn't Google it, right? Google is just a medium. It doesn't, it's non sequitur to say, let's just Google it. That's not what we did. We went to Wiki. I reviewed Wiki's definition of the term. It was supported. In this particular case, if it wasn't cited or supported, I wouldn't have said anything, right? But now we want to get precise. What does metaphysical mean? The meanings of words. It's called the Socratic method, you glue sniffing fungus muncher, superficial chat skank bag. Okay?
So Adam, so it's not necessarily the difference between coming up with an imaginary answer. So if I say, in light of the movement of the stars, I would imagine that there's a giant unicorn physically pushing them along. That, although imaginary, isn't metaphysical. Because if I say there is a spirit pushing them along beyond our, the bounds of what we can physically touch and smell. Hold on, is that metaphysical then?
Say it again, because I'm sorry, Brian.
So if I invent a creature that's pushing the stars along in the same way as Copernicus and Kepler have put us into an orbital or ellipse motion, right? I'm going to say that there's a physicality to a unicorn that we just can't see that pushes the stars along, yeah? And I describe how it physically moves them, right? Now that's, by comparison, I'm going to say, well, attempting to be a description in physics, crude though it is, versus I say there's a spirit carries them along, and it's just beyond our realm of it's a fourth dimensional spirit we can't possibly experience. Is that then metaphysical, the spirit versus the physical unicorn?
And an invisible unicorn is still physical, it's just invisible, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's the physical. The unicorn version is the comparative orbital motion, but the spirit is metaphysical.
Yeah, so if within realms outside of the 3D rules we understand that there's an additional causation, i.e. bendy space-time, yeah, for this is the metaphysical explanation, something you can't demonstrate in the real world, you just have to draw from inference.
No, that's perfect. That's even better. So you're saying, in essence, then, Copernicus and even Kepler and right up to Einstein are attempting, at the very least, to describe things within a physical manner. As soon as you go to quasi or pseudo or space, that becomes metaphysical then.
Another good example would be if I was to make a Michelson-Morley setup, and suppose that the reason I've got fringe pattern is because there's a rotation of an ether. That would be a metaphysical explanation of that thing that I don't understand within the physical world. So I attribute a metaphysical explanation, which rectifies it. Yeah, that's another way of
it's a great carrot.
Where you're going. Trying to give you the
hold on,
answer,
hold on. Metaphysical examples are a wonderful little carrot, is what you're saying.
I'm saying don't go to a place that's not provable in the physical world. They give you a metaphysical explanation, i.e., it sits out of the world of physics. And the Michelson-Morley is a really good one, because the reason that we have this isn't because the Earth's rotating, because that doesn't matter. It isn't because of this. Therefore, by inference, if we invoke this metaphysical thing that sits outside of our physical world, doesn't interfere with it, it's just doing its own thing and only interferes with light, that's a good explanation. Now, we can't prove any of that. We can't demonstrate it. But we say it sits outside and on top of, above, maybe, if you wanted, but beyond it, sits beyond the standard physics that we have. It's metaphysical, this effect of the ether.
Can I just throw it in there third time? Sorry.
Yeah, make it
What
quick.
time?
Make it quick, guys, because we got to get to the video before we got to go.
Yeah, I was trying to say it to his voice. Gravity, a force of gravity, that's metaphysical. It's not matter, it's not energy. It sits outside. What's gravity? I don't know, says Neil deGrasse Tyson. That
That's
is a
wrong.
metaphysical. How is it wrong? It has
You
no.
said
It's
force.
completely outside.
Because you said force. So Newtonian forces of gravity, right, are debunked by actual physics that we can demonstrate with gas behavior. That's a force, as in it operates within the physical realm, within the three-dimensional realm that we experience, and is claimed to have effects that we can physically show. That's claimed to be a physical explanation as much as it's not true. Once you get to pseudo-Riemannian force space-time, you need to look beyond the realm of the third dimension that you experience. Imagine yourself as a two-dimensional card and how you wouldn't know how three-dimensional bodies function with their digestive tracts. Well, you can't imagine the metaphysical fourth-dimensional space-time bending in geodesics, Brian. It's metaphysical. Now, it's not real, and I can't prove it, but it's the best explanation we have. Metaphysical. Not the force, which is what you said.
Yeah, but it's called a force, but it's not. It doesn't have any parts of energy and any parts of matter. That's my point. It's like it's a metaphysical idea.
Yeah,
exactly. Because they can never put their finger on it. Do you know what I mean? They can never show it because it doesn't exist, but it exists as an idea, metaphysical idea. That's my point.
All right.
What is a force of gravity? It's not like wind, a wind force or electricity, or do you know what I mean?
It's us moving through a straight line in a geodesic in space-time, resulting in an orbital motion around a sphere Earth taken from flat Earth measurements. That idea of moving along a geodesic in space-time is, I would suggest, metaphysical. Whereas the force at 9.8 meters per second squared isn't. That's a physical description. Therefore, not metaphysical.
That doesn't exist.
109 years ago, gravity became
Yeah, but that doesn't exist.
metaphysical.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist. Right?
Neither does my unicorn pushing the stars along, but it's an attempt to be a physical description, isn't it?
It's an attempt, but it's not physical in actuality, so it wouldn't be metaphysics.
Yeah, well, when I tried to do that with Copernicus, I got shot down. I tried to draw that contrast with Copernicus and say, therefore, Copernicus' example is also metaphysical because we know it doesn't exist. And I was like, well, if he knows that he's taking flat plane measurements and saying, well, if I make the world spherical to have this concept, then it's a metaphysical conceptualization of how the world could be described with his model, therefore metaphysical in my view. But I was like, no, that's an attempt to be a physical description. Like my unicorn example.
Yeah, this could be
fourth-dimensional
space-time
confusing,
right? And to put people what people actually say and what they mean, right?
Okay, fine, I get that. Oh, and I'm not going to use it as an example, but Einsteinian, it's in the clues in the title, right? It's pseudo.
Right,
I'm going to suggest that's metaphysical.
So with regards to Einsteinian, to me, and I'll take argument, the metaphysical there is the invocation of a fourth dimension that affects the other three. That's the metaphysical thing that's been invoked, right? If you look at a Newtonian thing, it's the thing that he denies, this attractive force between bodies at a distance without connecting. Yeah, that would be metaphysical. The thing that Newton says, well, I'm not having no metaphysics here, mate. I'm trying to do physics. Yeah. So the only way I can resolve this, would be to claim this if there is, yeah. So to invoke metaphysics, which he then denies. That's what Newton does and says, no, I'm not having that. Don't invoke it on me. That's the difference to me, or where you're applying the term metaphysics, I should say.
But there's an easier distinction when it comes to Einsteinian pseudo force space.
Yes,
that's easier to define as. Whereas the view of the regardless of Newton's objections, which therefore gives my suggestion that it's metaphysical more credence, that is not how the general masses view it. Therefore, it's an attempt to be a physical description, wrong though it may be.
Yeah.
They don't know that, therefore contained within the physical. Metaphysical, it's by disclaimer by Einstein himself, therefore it's a bit more cut and dry.
Yes. Very, very interesting discussion here. We're going to bring this back up again. I like it.
I think we should get to the video now. So this is 3 ways you know you're in the hood.
No, it's not. This is
right. It's 6 ways.
It's not 6 ways either. It is.
It's 10 ways.
No, it's not. Stop. It is Michael Sertan. Don't challenge Michael on flat Earth. FT at Bunny U, Bunny FU. Yeah, lovely. This is the Nathan. This is the video that Nathan reviewed earlier on Flat Earth Debate. So go ahead and hook up to QE Live there, Discord. Everyone let me know when they're in. No, I'm just kidding. 5, 4. Now, let me know if you can hear sound. I'm going to play 10 seconds, and then I'll stop and then rewind. And in the midst of that, I'll ask you if you heard it.
Agree to disagree. That's fine. It's
Don't
like
tell me your actions are just because you're a Gemini.
Yeah.
You suck.
And then, but it's not. Let's agree to disagree. It's
okay. Did everyone hear that?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Start over again. So they're going to be discussing flat Earth. This is Michael Sertan. Like I said, he was mentioned by Mind Stump. You know, Mind Shock, the treatments that I did a couple weeks back, a series of them. He was mentioned as this guy, so Michael Sertan, by Mind Shock as being dumber than Josh. You know, Denver, the Mile High City, and they like to disagree. That guy. And Kansas is at sea level. So him. So now we got everyone in context. They're interviewing him. Here we go.
Agree to disagree. That's fine. It's
Don't
like
tell me your actions are just because you're a Gemini and you suck.
And then, but it's not. Let's agree to disagree. It's
right.
You're a stupid fucking idiot. How?
No swearing.
How do you think you know the world? It's like I don't think I know anything. I'm quoting. I'm quoting astronomers.
I saw on your Instagram like a couple weeks ago. You said if you believe the Earth is flat, please come on the podcast. Did you ever get one?
We don't believe the Earth is flat. We know that the Earth is flat. Go ahead.
What kind of appeal to authorities? I don't know. I'm quoting astronomers. Well, underline that then, mate. Quoting astronomers.
Quoting astronomers.
Have a real good view. Well, you can have a real good view of what shape the Earth is, aren't you? If you're looking at people that specialise at looking the exact opposite way to the Earth.
Yeah, good one, Adam. Yes, sir. I love where your mind's at here. Yep. Non sequitur category here, dumbass. Not you, Adam.
One?
Yeah, I did. We did a
Was it awesome?
3 hours and 48 minutes.
I'm going to go home and watch that instantly. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, and they want to come back on. The problem was the guys who I went on with, it was fine. I did 20 hours of study before that episode because I want.
He did 20 hours of hard pipe-hitting study of the flat Earth.
I believe that. We discussed that a minute ago, right? I believe that he did. But when you watch 20 hours, let's say, of a given subject matter, at the end of the, let's say it's a couple of days, 2 or 3 sittings, whatever, of material, at the end of it, you feel like you know the ins and outs of the whole subject matter, right? But then as soon as you're actually put on the spot, you sound like this guy. That's what 20 hours of research does. Bearing in mind that we've been in this subject for, some of us, 10 years. Yeah.
This again is part of the modern world. Is this like a 20 hours? I just did a 20-hour box set of the DVDs.
Yes.
I did 20 hours straight, hardcore, man. I did 20 hours, man.
It's hard
Yeah.
pipe hitting.
Did you,
20 hours, baby.
did you go and read for an hour? And then the next day read for an hour? And there's a very big difference.
And was 10 of those hours taken up by you looking at the globe debunking of it, like the anti-flat earth or debunking of some rubbish straw man flat earth argument that they were making that they were then going to debunk? Like when he says he done 20 hours.
20 hours of anything.
Yeah, 20
hello
hours.
there. I'd like to apply for this job. What's the job? Welding. Oh, really? How much experience you got in welding? 20 hours.
20 hard pipe hitting hours. Notice that. Hold on. Notice his environs. Number one, he's looking down at his phone. Right? Is he reading this? He's looking at something on there. Notice the background. Evolutionary psychology. And I see Richard Dawkins. So, are you an Evotard? What's his name? Sertan. You must be a moron. On your next show, can you define evolution and then post the scientific theory of evolution for everyone, please? And I'd be remiss to say that there was the Dallas Cowboys helmet in the background, which makes me want to puke. Go on, Adam.
Anti-science things. I can't invoke. I'm not sure I could invoke the Dallas Cowboys, but Richard Dawkins, that's not science, is it? You idiots. And evolution, well, it's not. And psychology, by its own definition, admits it's a humanity, not a science. So carry on, science boy.
Yeah.
That's validation behind him. Remember, validation. He's chose to put that book center frame next to his head.
Yep.
Yeah, just to the right of his head, and just subtly underneath, just so you know he's a deeper thinker.
Yep.
He is Richard Dawkins. Yeah.
He's a deeper thinker, all right. And
that's
just
the message of. That's how clever I am.
Oh Christ! Should I really now assess what's behind me? I widened up my field of camera view, and I don't give any particular thought to what's on shelves. I've got Lego on my shelves.
Yeah, but
so if
this
he's trying to say I'm an intellectual, I've got a philosophy book on my shelf.
Yes.
I got Lego behind me.
Yeah. This was deliberately. I don't know about the Dallas helmet, but just ladies and gentlemen, this is a tease. The next treatments, whenever they may be, you're going to see Richard Dawkins and a special guest that I ran into some years ago that I'm going to be taking to the woodshed. So just a tease. Keep a weathered eye out. We're going to continue on this one.
Wanted
You're
to
really proving this Earth is a circle.
Well, no, it wasn't that. I
They're
wanted
proving this Earth is a circle. They're proving they're proving it's a circle. That's what he said. So you know he's a moron right off the bat. Yeah, dickless.
I wanted to quote every one of their bullshit arguments before they quote.
He's going to quote every one of their. So that's a stereotype fallacy. I assume he's talking about flat earthers. So he's got every one of our arguments, is what he's saying here, folks. Because he done 20 hours of some hard pipe hitting research.
Quoted them to me
and
have a counter for all of them because I can't right now.
He has a counter argument for all of our arguments right now.
I know flat earth arguments better than most.
What?
I don't think I dare to debate this guy. I mean, seriously, when you lay a statement down like that, you should be scared of this, Emma. Yeah? Look how scary he's done so much research. This is the ultimate imposturing. Like I say, don't tell me how much you've done. Show me.
Yes, exactly. Here we go.
And have a counter for all of them because I can't. Right now,
he has a counter for all the arguments, like I said, folks. Right now he does.
I know flat earth arguments better than most. Not all.
Right.
But he knows flat earth arguments better than most now, folks. Better than most. Except who?
Not better than like Jaron and Flat Earth Dave.
Jaron and Flat Earth Dave. You hear that, folks? He thinks they're flat earthers.
But no. Yeah, QE, give me a J. Listen to the claim. What's the claim?
All right.
to me
Oh
and
my
have a
God.
counter for all of it, because I can't. Right now, I know flat Earth arguments better than most. Not all.
Right.
I'm not better than like Jaron and Flat Earth Dave.
Okay. Does anybody on this panel have anything to worry about then? If he's admitting his argument's not as good as Jaron and Dave's.
Yeah.
Standards, boys.
Yep.
Exactly.
But most flat earthers cannot quote
Most flat earthers, that's another stereotype fallacy.
flat Earth
Yeah, you
dogma
know what,
better
though?
than I.
Right. Respectfully, you might have a point there.
Fair enough.
I can.
Mhm.
The whole 8 inches per square mile or some bullshit like that. Like,
You want me to replay that one? I'll replay that one.
No, I'm okay. I heard it that time.
Listen up. You got it that time, didn't you, Nathan?
Yeah, I got it this time.
You see, I think that first I heard it, and then when I heard him when he's talking to Ali G, yeah, he gets it right, and I think that's just adrenaline, and I forgive that. You know what I mean? You can't. It's the fact he's got nothing behind that,
sure.
Other than it's incorrect after 60 miles, and. Yeah, that's where I call him a meathead retard. Didn't really do 20 hours. Yeah, if you've done 20 hours, you've got something. Unless it's 20 hours of debate, and then you know what I mean. But that's where the indictment is, not getting a well-known phrase wrong.
Sure.
Better than I can.
Mhm.
The whole 8 inches per square mile or some bullshit like that. Like the whole thing. The sun is 3,950 feet above, or 3,950 miles above the Earth. Like things like that that are
3,950 miles. I'm sorry. Did you make that claim, Nathan?
No, it just strikes me of. I was racking my brain for an example of something I've probably put 20 hours into. So, do you remember when we covered the Madeleine McCann case? Because Brian had suggested we looked at a particular videographer called Deception Detective because of the way he pulls things apart.
Yeah.
Well, after the fact, I just happened to get into that particular subject, the Madeleine McCann disappearance. I'd say I've put about 20 hours into the research, approximately. I'm just trying to think of which ones I was like, yeah, that's probably about 20 hours. Okay. Well, if you were now to ask me how many feet it was from the, what was it again? The tapas bar to the hotel room where the child disappeared, I'd probably get the number wrong. It was 700 feet or something like that, or was it 1,400 feet? In other words, I think I'm fairly well genned up, if I'm Mr. Dunning-Kruger, that is, on the Madeleine McCann disappearance. Why? Well, I've watched at least 20 hours of material and done back research and looked at some of the citations and stuff. I put effort in. And I wouldn't be anywhere near as outrageous as to declare that for a couple of reasons, right? Just to give one more reference, I'll try and keep this brief. Ever seen Devil's Advocate, where he's explaining to Keanu Reeves, don't pull up in a Beamer, take the subway, right? You want to be a surprise. You don't want to have them see you coming a mile away. Yeah, you want to be the hand up Mona Lisa's skirt. Yeah?
Yes.
Don't let them see you coming. Be subtle, and then they'll be caught out if they're underestimating you. This is the absolute antithesis of
yeah.
that. Right? I have done 20 hours research. Oh, hello. You're my new lawyer? Yeah. Oh, right. How much lawyering you did? 20 hours.
Yeah.
Went to the university, sat in the library. 4 days I did. 4 days I did.
Can I just point out something? That when
if
you were
it's
saying,
brief.
Well, it'll be shorter if you don't interrupt me.
Get going.
Etty, can you interrupt him now with your colour commentary, and then he'll start after.
When you were saying QE earlier that Nathan missed it, he didn't. And Nathan made the best point after he said the 8 per mile squared or something, whatever it was he said.
8 inches per squared mile.
8 inches per square mile, yeah. Sorry. When he said that, Nathan actually made the best point. Because Nathan straight away hit on, that's not our claim.
That's true.
That is geometry of your globe.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I got it. I got that angle. Got it. But nah, he missed it.
You like the comedy jape of stupidity. That's what you like. The fact that he's just declared to be oh so smart about this stuff and then got it wrong. You like that in ironic terms. That's much more amusing than the overriding point that I made.
Yes.
Right? Which is, hang on a second, you've just said you've researched flat earthers and you want to be ahead of the game in terms of knowing, quote, their claims. Well, maybe not as well as Dave and Jaron, but he's making it explicitly clear that he's learning our claims. Then, yeah, he gets the maths wrong. But that's your claim. So you're learning your own globe claim slowly because you've learnt it from flat earthers. That's what he's actually saying, isn't it? I've slowly learned what I actually believed in from flat earthers, and now I've mistakenly called them their claims. Anybody else know
Hold
an
on a second.
embarrassing situation on Twitter that happened with someone else who's also a complete meathead?
Simon Dan. You and your
Dan.
reference frames are roomed.
Right.
Sorry.
Simon Dan's learn about the argument of Coriolis effect in this instance from flat earthers. And when he's heard the rebuttal from anti-flat earthers trying to decry the notion of drift with two reference frames by saying, no, we wouldn't notice any drift because we don't. He's gone, oh, right, so the argument, because he's listened to flat earthers, me in this instance, is to decry that there's two reference frames and a noticeable drift. Well, I'll tell him that, because I've done 20 hours of research.
It's the statements he uses that shows he's not done 20, because he'll use 8 inches per mile in a bit to prove that it's a ball because it doesn't fit inches after 60 miles. It's a
that's on the other video, Adam.
Is that well, even then a video later, yeah, I mean, where he gets 8 inches per mile squared, correct, yeah. I was supposed to say, I don't hold him against him. It's just that he does deserve every bit of ridicule that Nathan just, because as I look behind him, he's setting himself up in a studio. It's not ours, where Nathan gets kilometers and meters mixed up in 1 nanosecond. That's not worthy of pulling. Not setting himself up and preaching to people, putting stuff behind a set to give an authenticity of what he's saying. He's trying to deceive people, and in doing so, if you are informed, you realise his 20 hours ain't worth shit because he didn't listen for those 20 hours or even think about the 20 hours that he supposedly put in. There's nothing there. There's nothing to rebut to, and if you listen to the other ones with his mate giving him licks, manager, there's nothing there. The guy isn't actually able to hold an intelligible sentence, and as I remember in this video, watch his point descend into, I know you can descend as a stoned dystopia, yeah? It just goes off the rails left, right and centre from this point on, as he tries to prove that, I think, isn't it, that this is some kind of communist attack from China.
I want to take a more an overarching point. I'm going to steal your thunder before you go into what he's going to jabber on about, which is a very relevant point, Adam. But I want to highlight, if I can beg QE's indulgence for a couple of minutes, an overarching point that this brings to my attention. It's just made me frown and scowl while I'm thinking about it. Okay, what he's coming back. Let's consider this guy Joe Normie, right? And his comeback after, let's say, it is 20 hours of watching what he searched on YouTube for flat Earth, right? Is to say that he's understood what we can only deem to be the presentation of flat Earth by flat earthers that he feels he needs to absorb and regurgitate. And what has he absorbed and regurgitated, if we take him at face value, that he's got this from flat earthers? He's got curved maths from them, hasn't he? Feels that that's what flat earthers have got to offer, the 8 inches per mile squared stuff. Yeah, that's what he's gleaned from his time in this arena. Moving into 2024, I'm saying to the audience, if we start off on the front foot telling people how Earth's measured flat, and he had come to my utopic word, or whatever the world is, utopia, where all of the flat earthers are telling people the Earth's flat and why it's flat and examples that prove it's flat, then that would be the impression this guy got when he went to a flat Earth video. Instead, he's gone to a Flat Earthers video. Maybe it's Jaron and Dave. He's mentioned them specifically. We can only glean from that he has actually watched their stuff in the 20 hours. What did he take from it? Took a load of globe stuff from it, didn't he? But forget about how dumb he is or how he's got the 8 inches per squared mile wrong. That's not the point. He has said that he's gone into the flat earth arena, spent 20 hours researching, and what he's come away with is a load of globe stuff. Outrageous. That this highlights a much bigger problem. Obviously, we in flat earth need to be talking about flat earth more. We're all talking about globe if this guy's come away from the subject matter, learning that, 8 inches per mile squared is right or wrong. Why isn't he coming back away from having a quick look in the subject matter and going, they're talking about how they measure it flat. They're talking about how they get measurements to stars. They're talking about how they travel on flat maps and how they chart maps and how they build stuff. They're all talking about building stuff. Now the world's flat when they build on it. Now they establish it as flat. Acquire flat references. And that, if we heard that out of him, would we not all be jumping for joy going, he may not have answers to it, but at least he's heard some of the flat earthers' arguments. He hasn't. He's heard responses and rebuttals to globe claims from flat earthers. Ideal. I've said it for a couple of years. If we're regurgitating NASA and arguing about NASA, and then a cursory glance from an outsider comes to my flat earth video where I pull apart NASA, you're going to go, what's flat earth about? Showing NASA. That's what you're doing, isn't it? So we need to address this. Rather than taking the piss out of the fact he doesn't understand 8 inches per mile squared and gets it verbally wrong, why is he gleaming that from his 20 hours of flat earth research? Why isn't he coming away with at least one thing that shows him how Earth's measured flat? From flat earthers, he's mentioned 2. He mentioned Dave and Jaren. He hasn't got anything to respond to from them, other than a better learning of his globe religion. This is indicative of a much, much, much bigger problem as far as I'm concerned. You can probably tell from my exasperation about it. Penny has only dropped in this moment. This is what you get out of research in flat earth. It's not just because of anti-flat earthers. It's what you get out of flat earthers. You get globe rhetoric and nothing but. Debunkings to globe rhetoric are still globe rhetoric. Doesn't prove it's flat. Isn't that what we should all be doing?
No, because when
lost.
people because no,
I was going to say
because-
yes, you shithouse, Brian. That was, I thought, was a good call to action about what we should be saying first.
It's not.
Now, we can argue afterwards.
Yeah, but you go first.
Oh, no, go on, Brian. Go on. Have your objection. Go ahead. No, you say.
I have an objection,
Oh, how
and a
surprising.
valid objection. A valid objection. It's this. It's that if you're talking about what people hear when they first come to flat Earth, the first thing people should hear is the globe maths. So then they can go and test those maths for themselves, and they'll find out they fail every time. Because if someone's going to be an anti-flat earther, they will try their best to ignore the fact that they fail and try and get into a world of nonsense mathematical refraction that's based on a radius that was never measured and can't be because of the refraction, blah, blah, blah. You can't stop someone being that person. Showing that person how it's measured flat is not going to change them. They're going to come up with some globe nonsense. But those who are willing to accept reality will accept these maths don't work with reality. Do you know what I mean? So I think that is a good starting point for anyone. Show them the globe maths. Because it's that thing they must learn to let go of before they can even start accepting anything else.
Fundamentally disagree, but fine. Can only fundamentally disagree from a position that I can't really validate, because I have taken the journey alongside you. I'm still doing it to this day, learning more and more about how globe transposition won't work with flat earth measurements, right? And you're saying if you don't know the globe transposition, you'll not understand the flat earth measurements. I get your point, Brian. I just feel it would be nice if the main focus of the excitement that people find from even the conspiratard route into this subject was the excitement of being able to show what we were asked for in the first year, 2, 3 of being here. Where's your flat earth proof? Where's your flat earth proof? Prove it's flat. Don't worry about how my globe don't work. Just prove it's flat. Now we're at a stage where we can say, I can just prove it's flat with a couple of sentences. A demonstration that saves lives at sea. Yet we're going to start with knowing how globe don't work. That seems crappy.
No, my point being is this, right? You have to have flat earth proofs that you can give to somebody, right? And you must promote them. But you must give somebody the maths that they never got. Because basically nobody got those maths given to them in school. Give them to them. Allow them to research them. and go, hang on, this doesn't work. Then they'll be more interested in hearing a flat earth proof. Most people aren't interested in hearing flat earth proofs. They're interested in hearing how you think it's not a globe or some nonsense. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a fairly simple man, and this reminds me of two men standing looking out over a bay at a clock in the distance. And the rhetoric that you're suggesting the line of attack should be taken, it's the flat earther says, did you know that clock we can see is actually, in the globe rhetoric, a slightly looming non-standard refraction hyena holographic projection of a light from behind the geometric sphere edge horizon. Therefore, it's not actually a clock that we're looking at, it's a mirage. Did you know that? Because we were never taught that clock we can see is actually a mirage because it's from behind the physical geometric sphere edge. That's what you're suggesting we should do. I'm saying that if you get to a video titled Flat Earth, the first thing you say is...
that much.
You're saying we should educate ourselves on the maths of the physical geometric sphere edge horizon and the reification of the geometrically hyena holographic projection of the clock from behind that sphere edge and understand how that maths does not work because 7/6R is derived from an R value that's measured off a plane. That seems like quite a lot of information to take in. And if you've got your average meathead hearing things of that nature, they might end up just getting the maths wrong when they've done 20 hours, is all I'm saying.
No, but I'm not talking about the refraction or 7/6R or any of these things. They'll find them things if they can't accept that those maths, the geometric maths, don't work. Give them the geometric maths and show them how to do them and show them how far, let's just say, how good they're in distance they're good for. Like what George Netchuk said, they're good for 1,400 miles. And even at that point, even after that, they're only wrong by about 1%. So show them these things. There's the maths. There's the geometry. Right? Most people are thinking most of the world think that the horizon is the geometric edge of a globe. Most of the world think that. So you give the world the geometry that they're expecting, and then it doesn't match reality.
Hey, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
to me, that sounds like...
Ladies
it just
and
sounds
gentlemen,
like you're talking to science.
Stop.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we're gone. I gotta go. Betty.
Yes.
Take us home, girl.
No, I'm not.
We don't want to go home.
You have to go home.
I don't mind.
I gotta leave.
4 more hours.
Yeah, what's up, Nathan? Nathan Thomas or whatever?
Or whatever.
All right, figured that. Sorry to interrupt the conversation,
Huey.
guys. I got
Huey, I'll take you home. There's a point I want to. I'm not arguing with Brian. I'm not arguing. They're arguing at loggerheads over different points, and I'd like to just reaffirm Nathan's point, maybe to take it home. As we move forward, wouldn't it be great if the thing that numpties like we've just seen, the first thing they had to deal with wasn't apologetics for a ball, but a clear and definitive statement that the Earth is measured, observed, and navigated flat. And that's their first point of engagement with us. That's what we've spent a long time getting to be able to make that statement boldly and proudly. And that, I think, as we move forwards, I'd like people to engage with first. Afterwards, we can destroy their ball and take them through them and educate them. But let that be the first point of engagement.